Monday stream. We're doing something in Logic today, but it's really a third-party thing. I've done a video about this not too long ago. It's called Chameleon 2. It's this amazing reverb tool. And what I was envisioning, and let me explain how this works. This tool can take any audio input and listen to it and then reverse engineer the reverb that's used on that track. And so that thing, that reverb, that impulse can be used in any workstation. It can be used in Logic, in Space Designer. It can be used in pretty much any workstation that has a convolution or impulse response reverb built in, or any third-party reverb. And so what I was hoping was that we would get some viewers out there who want to see how this works, but like calling into the radio station, you can recommend a song, and then what I'm going to do is play the song through Chameleon, have it make the reverb, and then at the end of the stream, I will upload all of the impulses into a Google Drive folder and put the link down in the description. So if you're interested in getting those and you're watching this later, by all means, get that link down in the description after the stream is over. And I'm just going to be doing a few of my favorite songs at the beginning. If anyone, and I'll say this throughout the stream, I don't know if you can go back to the beginning of the stream while it's currently streaming, but if you can, go back, start at the beginning to get that explanation. We won't be able to play the songs. Obviously, I don't want to just play a bunch of popular songs because that means it'll get copyright struck and it'll be some issues. So I have a system where I'm playing the songs through an external input, and it's going through Chameleon. And once it's through Chameleon, I have the gain turned down so you can't hear the song. But we can almost instantly, pretty quickly, put them either on some drums or on some keys and listen to what those sound like right off the bat. So if you're watching and you missed all of that, what we're doing is in the chat, you put a song that you want to hear what the reverb sounds like, and you want the reverb of that later in the comments, and I will capture them. Just as an example of how this all works, let's see who's popular on Apple Music right now. Okay, and I actually have to be super careful even who I talk about on here, but this is a song you may have heard called Billie Jean, right? I'm going to start the new creation. Oh, it's listening. I must be already playing. Let's stop that. Cancel. We'll do it again. Create the new reverb. It's going to listen, and there's a few different choices here. We have the force stereo, centered stereo, which I'm going to leave on. The estimate dry wet gain, I think, is really good. It tells us how much of the reverb they were using on the track, and then the estimated pre-delay. I'm just going to play Billie Jean. You'll see that the input is working great. It takes just a few seconds of listening, so we may have to do that at different points of the song, but then I'm just going to save it to my impulse response library. We'll give it a nice descriptive, and we'll save it. So then I can come over to my keys right here. We'll load up this instance of Chameleon, and in the library, that's what this reverb looks like. So I'll just put on the little ear here, which lets us just hear the reverb. Pretty soft. We can turn that up. So it's trying to match the overall sound of the reverb, the length of the reverb, the amount of the reverb. Let's put it on the drums for a second too, just to hear what it sounds like. Just a generic drum kit. Then we'll push play. Okay, so let's actually do the same song, but a little later in it, and see if we're getting a different sound to that. Listen. Oh, maybe I'm in the wrong one. I was. Okay, cool. Let's go to the main one. I have 3 instances, so I have to keep it careful. There we go. You'll see it does it pretty quickly. So then I'll stop that. And we'll save this one as a number 2 of the same thing. Just later on in the song. So it doesn't matter. Maybe they're using a different amount, or it's easier to hear it at one point in the song. So we'll do that number 2. And we'll put this one up and see if that's any different. Library. Let's see, number 2. And of course, if any song is using multiple reverbs, it's going to try to, figure out what things might be in there. Just for the sake of hearing another version of this, let's see. Let's do another related song. Yeah, we'll do... Again, you can't hear the songs, and neither am I. That's just to prevent copyright issues. Another one off the same album. And we'll save this one to the library. Sometimes this plugin puts all the menus in weird places, like behind itself. I've not really figured out how to make that change. That's fine. Okay, so now we'll load up Beat It on this one and see what that one is like. I like being able to think, instead of creating, going through some of the presets of like Reverb or something, that we can listen to some of our favorite songs and use those imprints. We'll try this. Maybe I will do a piano instead of that vintage keyboard type sound. Might be able to hear the reverb a little bit differently this way. Here we go. And not every reverb is the right thing for... It's a really cool way to think about reverbs. Okay, there's a few of you watching. Your job is to write into the chat a song you want me to capture. And I'll look it up and play part of it and make that capture. So, give me some songs in the chat. And then, while you're doing that... while you're putting your song ideas in there, let me show you. I think I can do that from here. Let me do this. So we have that. I wonder. Oh, right here. So we are going to export this one. And I'll start a file here under music. IR's stream. Because I'm going to put these all up online. I'll save it there. And then let me do a send here in Logic. And we'll load, not in there, we'll do it here, with the Space Designer. And so this is where we can come in and load the impulse response. So when you're using Logic, and this will be the same or similar with whatever one you're using, whichever workstation you're using, we can just load that wave. That's what it looks like. And then turn off. So then that reverb now becomes something we can use on anything. So that's the process for you to take the actual reverbs. Now there is, you can see here, there's like that pre-delay. And that's maybe what came through with the actual reverb. When I create these, I can have that set to not be there. But we can also, I believe, we could also, edit this and remove those a little bit if we want to. Doesn't really matter. Quality high, is that the highest? Yeah, that's the highest. Okay, cool. So Space Designer is the place in Logic where we would use these. We still don't have any of you having written in any song ideas. Let's grab like Steely Dan tune. I know somebody who likes Steely Dan. Their records sound great. I'm going to do one that maybe isn't on everybody's list as their best one, but I know for a long time they were using it when you'd go into like a speaker store, hi-fi, audiophile place, and they would play Cousin Dupree. That thing just sounds incredible. So let me open up this, create a new one. Cousin Dupree starts playing. Except it's not. Oh, maybe I need to do that. Let's cancel that and start it over. Logic sometimes drives me crazy. Looks like nice clear transients at the beginning there. But it doesn't have the vocals on it, so I don't know if that's the full reverb sound. I'd have to listen to it again. We're just going to call it Dupree. Let's put it on our drums for a minute. A lot of steps here. Ooh, there's some weird stuff at the end there. I wonder if maybe I'll need to go back and do another one. That's pretty far out there, but it's a very dry beginning to that. Not a lot of sound or reverb on that at all. Let's do a little later in the song when the vocals are in. So the vocals are playing now. You can't hear them for copyright reasons, but we'll hear the reverb effect. Man, every time right behind there. Dupree 2, save it. In the chat, if you want to hear reverb from a specific song, let me know. We'll pull it up and load it up. Here is Dupree 2. That looks very different. Okay. There are a lot of similarities between these ones so far. Just based on the analysis of Chameleon. I mean, that's not a perfect tool, but I certainly think that there's some parts of that which are, I've found it to be relatively accurate or similar. So. And of course, it's getting the dry wet part from the actual analysis. And they've all been pretty low. Interesting. So are we going to get any biters? What reverbs do you want to hear? Write it in the chat. I don't see any chat comments yet. Come on. Don't be shy. Any style, any song that's on Apple Music. That's what I've got hooked up right now. And then later, after the stream, you'll be able to pull those down from that file. I'm going to upload them. So you can have any of the impulses. If you're like, ooh, that's cool, but I don't want to, at this moment buy Chameleon 2, then you could still, right this moment, make a suggestion for a song. And we'll do it. I'm trying to think of what other songs. There's one. Let's do something from Queen, Night at the Opera. The Prophet song is kind of intense. But I need to fast. Okay, let's go there. Yeah, the Prophet song on Night at the Opera by Queen. If you haven't heard that one, go check it out. Because that one is kind of interesting. I don't know where we're pulling that from, but there's some definite changing sounds in there. Oh, let's get it actually spelled right, I guess. Okay, let's check it out. Go to the library. This is the one we just made. Oh, it's really long. Here's what it sounds like, just the reverb. Pretty sounding reverb. Oh, we're in one of those crowds today. We need to get some of you making some suggestions. Get off the sidelines. recommend some songs. Put, typey type with your fingers. This could be super useful if you think of like a really great sounding orchestral thing and you want to make an orchestral reverb from it. That's one of the things I talked about with the previous video I had made about this, but let me see if I can't think of... I'll just pull up the Chicago Symphony Orchestra for a minute and play something that looks promising from that. Maybe something more recent if they have anything. Try not to do too many things with solo instruments because sometimes they close mic those. But we're just going to pull. And sometimes the end of the track makes the most sense, but I'm not listening right now. If I was listening to what I was doing, I might choose different spots, but because of the algorithm, I'm not trying to play any copyrighted stuff on the stream. Okay. Oh. Gotta remember, Logic only likes to listen on tracks that are selected. Even after they made all of those changes, it's still the same. So that looks like a pretty reverb. I'm not going to put which one. But let's do a new track. And on this one, let's put an orchestra for a minute. East-west. No, east-west. There we go. I haven't actually tested this plugin since upgrading to 11, so hopefully it works. Seems like it might. Okay, that was good. Success. Chameleon 2. Putting it straight on here. Library. Chicago Symphony. Oh, that's... I mean, how much easier does it need to be to get a nice sounding orchestral reverb than the actual reverb from an orchestra? I mean, awesome. I have a feeling this is going to be kind of a dud-like stream today. Doo-doo-doo. Let's see. Let's look at some of the charts, the hits. So, Post Malone tune, song. Dun dun dun. We'll save that. This is I Had Some Help. And it'd be more fun, I think, to play some of the songs out loud, but of course, YouTube. Yes, Louis Peretta, I will definitely grab that in 1 second. Let me just listen to this one real quick. since I'm here, I had some help. Weird. It's like I can't imagine that was the sound of the reverb from the whole thing, but maybe the beginning is really dry. So we might have to listen to that in two different places, but let me get this in the second place real quick. And we'll see how different it is. And then I'll do that one. Okay. Let's see. That one looks quite a bit different from the beginning to the middle. So we'll do. I can't type. I had some help. 2. And let's see what that one sounds like. Close that down, reopen it. Should populate if you do that. Maybe it was already in there, but I don't know. Okay. Interesting. Definitely different from the beginning to the middle. It's almost like you could learn more about audio production techniques and how people are using reverb this way. Let me find that song that you're looking up, or that you were asked about, Louis Peretta. Works. Is the name of the band. And then the song is Whisper to a Scream. Cool. Okay, so I've had less luck at the very beginning. So I'm just going to move this one into the middle a little bit. There's that song coming. Okay, so there's the reverb. Okay. Save to library. I'm just going by song name, so and let's listen to what that one sounds like. That's going to be towards the bottom. Is that like a dance style of music? Tell me, without listening to it, because I don't want to listen to it on the stream. Give me like a one sentence description of what that song sounds like. Because I think what I want to do is put it on a drum track. Pretty heavy drum song. Oof. Man, I don't think I'm picking the right style for what I just did off of that, but I'm going to put it on here for a second anyway. Hollywood, Big Crusher, Overdrive, all that stuff. Let's put it on there. Library. And then I can always change what thing we're doing here, because I don't think that's what you were talking about. Oh, 1980s? Okay, cool. We do have some modern 80s. Looks like I gotta reload that real quick. Jungle Beat. Okay, Yeah, without, I'm not going to be able to recreate anything off the top on the fly here. But interesting. It had an 85 millisecond pre-delay based off of the song. And that's definitely like an 80s vibe to do that. So that'll be available again later after the stream. I'll put that one up with all the other ones. And you can just load that into Space Designer or any other impulse response tool. Other people are watching. Come on. Be brave. Recommend a song. It's only fun if we all do it. See how much peer pressure I'm laying on you right now? Don't let Louie be the only one. Oh, people are leaving the stream when I'm peer pressuring. I love that. Oh. We could do other ones, though. Let me think. Man, I love like some good Peter Gabriel. Let's think of a good Peter Gabriel one. Okay. We'll check out Salisbury Hill, beginning and middle. Oh. Don't tell my dad I just hung up on him. Hopefully he's not watching the stream. Well, if he was, he wouldn't have called. Let's cancel. My dad calls me, and I just like hang up in the middle of a live stream. Sweet. Okay. New Reverb, Salisbury Hill. Beginning, and then we'll probably have to do a middle one because they're going to be a little bit different. Cameron, yes, any song. I mean, that's on Apple Music. But I'm going to have to do Salisbury Hill twice. I swear I'm going to have to do this one in the middle too because there's no way that it's going to be the same. So I do like a beginning and a middle right now. Okay, so save. Salisbury Hill 2. And then let's, instead of that 80s kind of kit, let's do this modern rock one. Library. Salisbury Hill 1. This was the beginning. Not bad. I like that one for that style. And those ones sounded almost identical to my ear without really critical listening. Let's see if they look the same. That's 2. They definitely look a little different. But the essence is very similar. And again, there are going to be differences depending on how this tool analyzes it with different instrumentation. So one of these was done beginning of the song when it was more of a stripped back thing, and this one is more of a like the middle where the production's heavier. Okay, so Louie's also asking for Sunday Bloody Sunday. I mean, they can't really copyright strike me for saying the name of things, but some bands try. But let's load this. And the beginning of this one, I think it'll be different as well. So I'll do one at the beginning and one towards the middle. Okay, here's the beginning. Because obviously it's more stripped down at the beginning of this song. Okay, and then I'll do one. Okay, save. And let's do one more towards the middle. Okay. Well, we're going to have to do a different one. See how that one looks totally wrong. Every once in a while the analysis isn't perfect, but that seems a little excessive. Maybe there's not a lot of like reverb on that track in the middle. I'd have to go back and listen. I think there's definitely, see. Let's do one more. That one also it's having a hard time. No, that one looked a lot like the last one. There's definitely something going on there. So let's save that one. And then we'll have the two. And then let's actually hear that one with this drum kit. Library. Very dry sounding there. And that's not uncommon to have, differences and reverbs at places. Something sounds very wrong with that one. Let's do one more. One more because that doesn't sound... That didn't sound good. Or it didn't sound right. It's having a hard time with this song. That one looks a little bit better, maybe. I don't remember it being so dry. But that one, that's weird. Here's number 3. Actually, it's not. Yeah, it's pretty dry. 0.68 seconds. Well, I'll put up all 3 of those in the folder, even though I swear that middle one it's capturing something that's incorrect. And then Cameron says, interesting long reverb tail, Tori Kelly Spruce from new record Tori. Let's check it out. See if I can find it. Album Tori. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll do 2 here. I can't really listen without playing these online, which isn't allowed. But we'll do one at the beginning. And then I'll do oh man, that one. That's interesting. That's like a straight wall up, very short across the spectrum. Well, we're going to do this, but something about that stinks that it's having a hard time. Spruce, and let's do one more. of that one later on, where there's some singing. That one too. Let's try. Man, I wish I could hear what I was doing. Interesting. We'll try that one. Chameleon. We'll do it on the piano for a second because I want to hear with a little bit of control. Spruce 2. Man. That did not capture much reverb, that's for sure. I may have to go back through and, because this is nothing. I don't even know what that is. It's like it didn't know what to do with the reverb. Let's try one more, just at the very end of the song. It might just not know what to do with it. That's a very different tail there. So we'll do Spruce 3. Spruce 3. And let's check that one out. Okay. There's definitely more of a low frequency tail there. I think that was the best of the three based on what you're describing. But the other ones, I think if it's just a lot of reverb all by itself, it's using this AI machine learning type scheme to go through, and it has to have dry signal and wet signal to be able to extrapolate the impulse. So if it's just reverb at the beginning, it's not going to know what to do. Others, come on, now we're having fun. We've gotten 2 of you to talk. Man, I should have put like a clickbaity thumbnail about Reaper or something in Logic. Then we would have had like 1,000 people. But we have the hardcore 6 or 7 of you. But if we don't find what we're looking for, that's okay too. Oof. Let's see. So while I'm just sitting here and nobody's recommending songs, I did Beat It by the King of Pop. Did I already do this one though? Let's see. I already put that one in there. And Billie Jean, number 2, I think was better. I'm just exporting these as impulse responses now. We did Chicago Symphony Hall. Save my place. Let's see, we did a number of things down here. We did Salisbury Hill 1, and 2. And then we did Spruce 1, 2, and 3, but I don't think 1. I'm just going to do Spruce 3, the one that's 5 seconds long. Ooh, that's perfect. And we did Sunday, Bloody Sunday. I'll put all 3 of these because they were all interesting. One of the middle one is not great, but I'll put it on there. These are the ones I'm going to upload. I'll come to that one in a second here. Louis, let me get these other ones exported. I'd rather just have this all done when we're done with the stream so I don't have to think about it later. Okay, those 3 are done. Prophet Song by Queen. And I did, before you all got on, I think maybe I did We Will Rock You by Queen. Did I miss any that we did? I feel like maybe I did. Let's see. Oh, The Jungle. Whisper to a Scream. That's what it is. I'm gonna have to go listen to that song. I'm not familiar, so. Okay. Then we have another request. Motown. And that's actually a really interesting thing. I went to Motown last summer. It's near where my parents live. And they have that really unique echo chamber, which is the sound of it. But I didn't get to do any testing in the actual chamber, but in the studio, which is similar to how it would have been back then. I was able to do like some hand claps and things, and I need to convert those into impulses. Let's see. Loading up the song. It's listening already. Let's put that into the right track. Okay. I don't know if I need to do... That's the beginning of the song. And I'll do this in 2. I'll do this one at the beginning, and then I'll do one where it's in where they're singing as well. And then we'll do one more. There's actually singing. Okay, stop the song. We'll check these out. Okay, so we have those 2 as well. Let's just hear it on the piano real quick because I'm curious. Library. Beginning. Not too long. That's a little longer and thicker. not stylistically what you'd hear when I'm playing the piano, but I'm just listening at the tail. I mean, it's amazing. A few things that I hear as I'm doing this. One of them is tons of these reverbs all sound the same. In reality, across genre styles, a lot of these reverbs all sound the same. Why is that? Partly because reverbs that are too short or too long don't work well with music. And so we're really looking at this narrow band of reverbs, and yet we give producers and musicians a tool that does this many. You know what I mean? It does like endless amounts of different styles of reverb, when in reality what we're really looking for is this wide of a range of what reverbs do. It's interesting to see just how and what has worked on previous things. I wonder, it's like I don't have anything cool to play through that Motown sound. But I do have the play up, and I have a choir. I'm sure I can play it through a choir of some sort. I just have the classical choirs. So that's not really going to work. Let's try it through. We'll do the keys. Studio horns. Maybe there's a... Yeah. Sustain, staccato. Let's drop this down to like a berry. Maybe something more expressive for me for a minute. That reverb actually sounds great. Am I on the right one? That's the question. Yeah, that was the Baby I Need Your Lovin' Too. Okay, cool. And its guessing is like a 15 millisecond pre-delay. The dry wet that it analyzed was 21%. I mean, that tells us a lot about what they were using on that record, which is kind of cool. I mean, and Louis, that's exactly why I like this reverb. Because, well, instead of some of those ones that just, give you 1,000 presets that are useless, this one lets us go to the source and actually find something useful. And in terms of one reverb to rule them all, you just need something similar to this, and it's going to work in most cases. You just need one reverb. Anyone who's using different reverb patches for all their stuff is missing the point, right? It's not. And actually, let's test that theory out just a little bit for a second. So we're going to use this one for Motown, which that room is known for the reverb. I mean, that was the best part, right? That was the room there. Let's put on that same one on the strings. Now, this is a full orchestra. I mean, that reverb sounds great on full orchestra. Let's try it here on a drum kit. I might go just down a hair. It sounds great on drums. I mean, this may be the reverb I use the rest of my life right there, right? Oh, let's switch back to the piano. Let's go to a classical piano for a second. And to be clear, that chamber at Motown is a fixed room. I mean, they don't change the size of the room ever. Every record that went through there was essentially the same reverb because it was a space. It wasn't like a digital reverb you can change. I mean, that could be my new reverb for the rest of my life, and no one would ever even really think about it. Sounds amazing. For a reverb we just pulled off of a record. Yeah, right? Send you royalties. That's a joke, because I probably won't be making any royalties, but I like how you think. You know what I mean? That is a reverb I've used. I have the UAD set, and they went and sampled that room. And I've always loved that. But I actually use reverb in a different way, perhaps, than some. Because I do a lot of impulse response capture in actual acoustic spaces. And Chameleon's changing that too for me a little bit. It was that I would do balloon pops, but now I use Chameleon and do spoken word and other sounds, because then you get a better direct sound to the reverb sound. It can do a better analysis. And you don't have some of the acoustic flaws that come from balloon popping. Anyway, I use reverbs of spaces that I've been in. And Motown counts for me because, I've been there and experienced that firsthand. I only like to use reverbs on my songs now of places that I've been in. And so it's not for me about necessarily always, finding the magic reverb or whatever. It's about something that makes the song more attached to me and what I do and where I've been. So it's more about my story for my own personal use rather than anything else. So I think everyone needs to find like those kind of quirky things about their music that mean something to them, because then the story they're telling through their music becomes more authentic in a way. Yeah, I agree, Louis. Oh, I tried. I was there last June, like a year ago right now, or last week. And I wrote them and I was like, please, I'm coming into town. Can I do this? But I think they had that exclusive deal with UAD, not to just let everybody else sell it too, because they wouldn't let me go into the actual space and do any testing. But such is life sometimes. But the space there is super cool. A lot of history in that room at Motown. Well, we've gone about an hour. Let me, before I forget, let me save these two these IRs. Baby, I need your love. Any other ones anybody wants, now's the chance. If people watch this stream later and come on here and say, I wish I'd been there, I would have done it, then maybe I'll see if we have enough interest to do one more of these, but it's been slower today, which is fine. So I have, let me figure out just how many of those I've got. Where did I save them all? So we have kind of a weird collection. Let me add number ones to these that are in series to put them in the right order. And some of them I didn't put the 1 and 2 on there, like the spruce. Excuse me, I just did number 3. You're welcome, Louie. That's right, get back to work. Quit slacking off. And I'll put this link on this video, so come back. Let's see, Whipster. That's not what I wanted to do. Don't do it. I spelled it wrong. Whipster. I'll put these up right now and put that link in the description afterwards. Cool. Oh, we still have some more requests. So we'll do a couple more requests because Scott showed up. Hey, Scott. And I did Cousin Dupree earlier, which is my favorite Steely Dan song. Not my favorite, but I think it sounds freaking amazing. But I'll pull Don't Take Me Alive right now. Don't. And then to answer the question of immersive, how can you make IRs? So what we're doing is I'm using this tool called Chameleon 2, which uses a form of like machine learning AI to listen to a song. And when it listens to the song, it can pull the reverb out. And that's how it does it. And then once we have that, then this tool also can export the impulse response, which you can use. So, Scott, I'm going to do this in 2 places. I'll do it at the beginning of the song, and then I'll do it in the middle of the song. So there'll be 2 different ones. I found that tends to work the best. Don't take me alive. Okay, here we go. Here's the beginning. And then we figure out which one. And that one doesn't have a lot of stuff right at the top, but Don't Take Me Alive. Don't take me alive. Number 1. And then, like I said, let me do a quick one where they start singing as well. So you'll end up with 2 different ones here. One and they'll be a little bit different just the way that they're built. And this tool is not like 100% perfect. Oh, that's kind of a long one. Let's see what that looks like. Don't take, I can't spell, me alive too. And let me listen to these real quick and see which one we like better. Here's number 1 from the beginning. Whoa, that's a long one. That's like 6 seconds. I can't imagine that that's actually right. That could be a glitch. I don't know. There's not that much reverb at the beginning. This one, number 2. Let's hear that with the drums for a second. So I think I'll just put number 2 up there because number 1 sounds like it was glitched out. I mean, there's like 6 seconds of reverb. That doesn't sound. 7, it's almost 8 seconds of reverb. That's a little bit ridiculous. Okay, so that one, number 2, I will put in there as well. Don't take me alive. So that'll be up as soon as we're done with the stream. There'll be a link available in the post-stream videos description where you can download all of the ones we've done. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 so far. Some of them are just different parts of the same song. But all of them, so far my favorite one was the Baby I Need Your Lovin', number 2. Sounded awesome on every instrument we put it through. But that's from an echo chamber Motown, so I mean, of course it sounds awesome. Anything else? We've been going for an hour and 6 minutes. I'm having fun, but let me make sure to do the Dupree one as well. It is definitely number 2. Oops. That just crashed everything. Dupree, number 2. Let's put that one in there. Nothing? Anybody? Anybody? Well, like all good things, the time has come to the end. Trying to see if there's any other ones I missed. Nope. Okay, thanks for watching. If we have enough interest on this stream later, then we might do this again. But we'll see. It's been a pretty slow stream today, and that's fine. Monday. Talk to everybody later. See ya.